Hello there, welcome back to Hume DIY. I'm your host Chris, and today we're talking about making a modern light DIY style and see if it's worth buying a new and fabulous and really put together modern light for really expensive, up to $1,000, or making your own DIY light like I do in this video, and see if it's worth the money and if you can make it just as high quality. Now, I saw this modern light on an Instagram account that does home renovations and I think new builds as well. But they were showing off their kitchen and they had this light, looked beautiful, they shared it. It's from litmoderndesigns.com and it's a linear suspension LED fixture. $650 to $1,000. There's a bunch of different options you can choose. The size of it, the material, the LED temperature, and yeah, up to $1,000. So I decided that I would try to make this light and to make it as cheaply but as fashionable as possible. In my kitchen, I have a spot for this light, but right now it's just a flush mount, and so I wanted to bring it over like canopy style from the flush mount over into the middle of the kitchen down where the island is placed. So that's what I decided I was going to do. So how did I put this together? The first thing was building the light box. Now I used plywood, cut it to size, I glued up the sides together, used no screws, and I cut in pieces at the top of this plywood box so that the light would rest on the plywood. So whenever the light is sitting in the box, the cords are pulling it up. So the light is holding up the box. That is how it's held together. Now, after I put this box together, put on the pieces to hold the light, I filled it with wood filler, and this is stainable wood filler, and then I sanded everything, and then I stained it. Now, the stain here was a hopeful wish. I've never stained plywood before, but on YouTube it says it's pretty bad doing it. But I wanted to try, and it was probably my cheapest option as far as me using scrap wood. So I have this walnut plywood sitting around for a past project, so I used it here and wished for the best. I'll get to those results here later on in the video, but no, it came out very interesting. So I did that, had to wait for basically a day for it to dry, and then I did another coat and waited for it to dry, and then boom, the box is done, and now it's time to set up the light in the kitchen. Before you do your electricity, if you don't feel comfortable with it, don't do it, hire someone. Second off, turn off your electricity before you mess with it, before you electrocute yourself. So I took off the flush mount in the kitchen, and then I began to hook up the wires to the wires in the ceiling. I put the wires through the canopy, connected it, and then cut it to make sure that I had enough string for it hanging down. Then I took the wire, passed it through the light fixture, I tied a knot into it so that the light fixture could rest on the knot, and then I connected the wires into the light fixture, connected them up, make sure they were good by pulling them. Good, that was a little bit difficult, but I got it. And then the next step is connecting the other side of this light. Now this light's going to sit in a triangle connected to the hook at the top of the ceiling. One quick note here, I already put the hook in the ceiling. I just drilled a hole, put an anchor in, and then screwed in the pieces. It was super simple. Now this light's going to sit in a triangle connected to the hook at the top of the ceiling, but the other side of the wire doesn't need to be connected to anything, so I just use it basically as rope. I cut it, and I almost cut it too short, but I cut it, passed it through the light, tied the knot, and then I am passing the wire into the hook. Now, if you have 4 hands, that's great, but you probably need 2 people to get this done. I had my wife holding up the wooden fixture so that I could connect the light back together, and then was able to get it all done pretty quickly. And voila, that was pretty much it. This project was a pretty quick project to do. Besides the time to stain the wood and wait for that, everything else went pretty quick. Like I got my parts in quickly, I got the stuff from Home Depot quickly, I put the electricity stuff all together. Oh, and also I did the switch in the wall. So I switched out the switch. This is basically the same way you switch out any electric thing. You connect the power to the power, you connect the neutral to neutral, and you connect the ground to ground. That's pretty much it. Let's talk materials. The materials that I got were from Home Depot and another company called ColorCord. I went to Home Depot and picked out an LED light. One of these LED lights was about 30 bucks, I believe. It had 3 different color temperatures. You could plug it in directly into a wall outlet, or you could plug it directly into the power. And then I also got a switch, electric switch. That was also around 30 bucks. And we got a dimmer on that because I wanted to be able to dim the light in the kitchen. So those are the 2 things that I got from Home Depot. You will have to pick up wood. I had some scrap wood that I'm going to use, some plywood. And then the next up, I got stuff from ColorCord. Now ColorCord is this awesome company. They make a bunch of light fixture things that you can basically put together like Legos and make your own light fixtures. So I bought the fabric wire. It's just black fabric wire for 30 bucks. And I got 20 feet of it. I got, it's called a T-swag hook. The T-swag hook hooks up from the ceiling, and then you can wrap the wires around it. That was 15 bucks. And then I got the canopy cord grip to, so you can grip. You can put it into the canopy and then grip it. That was 3 bucks. And then I got the black canopy, and that black canopy was 22 bucks. So totaling that to about 80 bucks. About 80 bucks. And then the Home Depot run was about 60 bucks, I believe. 80 plus 60 is 140. I'm good at math. Holla at my math teachers. Also, a quick side note, if you notice my eye here, you can zoom into it. I got a black eye yesterday because I'm playing in a basketball league, and I got elbowed by some big guy. It wasn't his fault. I jumped up and he was coming down and I got boom. So I got a black eye. Shout out black eyes. Now back into the video. As you can already tell, the price difference from this is drastic. So 120 bucks compared to 650 to 1,000. That is a tenth of the price easily. And on my light, I got multiple colors. Got multiple color temperatures. So I got the best of both worlds, right? And now for the result.
Very bright. Oh, we got a nice flicker. That's my favorite.
Oh no. Because it's too low, I think.
Whoa, that's bright.
It's kind of weird, huh? As you can see from this video, the results were, they were okay. The light is flickering on and off when you turn the dimmer on to a certain degree. So you can only turn it about a fourth down before it starts to flicker. We don't want that light flashing because, you know, this is not a club. And if you want a club in your house, then get this light. Otherwise, you're not gonna be able to dim it. So choose another option than what I did. But the temperature of the light is really good. I think we have it on like warm. The temperature is really good. It's nice, but it is super bright and we can't dim it down a lot. So that is a very, very big downside of this project. Another downside of this project is the stain on the plywood. Now, as you can see from this video, that the stain looks great on one of the sides, but on the other side, it didn't stain through part of the plywood. I don't know why. I don't think I've seen that on the internet, but I'm sure that's common. Let me know in the comments what the heck happened there, but it looks like crap. So we put that on the back side so people don't really see it. I still see it because I sit over there all the time. If I were to do this again, I would either use the plywood as the color or I would order walnut plywood and use that. It would have been much better. Now, the positive of this project are one, the pricing. Now, 120 bucks compared to 1,000 bucks is a huge difference. If you want to do this light, you can do it on a budget for sure. It is a great DIY project. Just make sure you pick the right wood or the right stain so that the outside turns out great. And then make sure you pick out the right LED light that is going to work for your space. The other huge upside to this, besides pricing, is that it actually looks really great. If you do a good job cutting the wood and staining it or using the correct wood, whatever it is, it can look really great for your space. It can look modern, it can look sleek, it can look like $1,000 light if you do it correctly. And that is an upside. Now, my kitchen right now is kind of a mess. We're in the process of remodeling and painting and getting the kitchen island finished, which if you haven't watched my concrete table kitchen island build, go check that out. But that is still in progress. I still need to stain it and sand it and whatnot and get that finished. And then I need to paint the kitchen cabinet. So right now the light doesn't really fit in with anything, but it will in the future. All in all, I think this project was a successful, pretty successful. I would definitely do it again. I would count this as a huge win if the wood would have turned out better and if the light was a little bit higher quality. I'm happy for it for now. If you try this project out, let me know how it turns out for you, what materials you use, and if you can find an LED light that's better and I can switch mine out with that. But besides that, leave me a comment and let me know if you would rather spend $1,000 or spend $120 on this project. And is there a higher quality in the pricing? Is it worth that higher quality? Or is the DIY project good enough for you? Let me know, subscribe, and thank you for watching. I'll see y'all later. Peace. What's the verdict on the street?
I like it. Add some character to our kitchen, which is nice. I'm sleepy.
Thanks for your feedback.
You're welcome.
Gotta always check with the expert. Buddy, what do you, whoa, what you got on your face? Do you approve of it? Maybe. If we give you some more food. Yeah, okay. Okay. Okay, cutie. I love you. I love you.